Welcome back, everyone. This past Valentine's Day, Mr. H and I decided to visit the Pacific Northwest, Seattle, Washington. With the goal of experiencing all 50 states, we thought Valentine's Day in Seattle sounded so romantic, so adventurous. We were excited to see what joy 4 whole days in Seattle would bring us. We made very loose plans because we wanted an organic experience. We booked a room at the Fairmont Olympic Hotel, a 4-star landmark property centrally located in downtown Seattle and within walking distance to Pike Place Market and the waterfront. Built in 1924, the hotel is known for its timeless charm and modern luxury. We couldn't wait to be pampered. Packing was a challenge. I wanted to look cute, but also be prepared for anything. My suitcase was overflowing, and I hadn't even added shoes yet. I needed cute boots for walking around the city, sneakers for the airport, and maybe some heels for a fancy dinner. The funny thing is, while my bag was overflowing, my husband's bag was twice the size of mine. Finally, the day had arrived. We boarded a Southwest Airlines flight into Seattle by way of Chicago. It was time to see what Seattle had to offer us. Little did we know, this trip would change us both in ways we were hardly prepared for. Before leaving home, we grabbed several snacks to avoid the airport premiums. And off we went for our 7-hour ride to the Emerald City. Seattle, here we come. I couldn't wait to explore this city with my love. The plane touched down at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, and I felt a thrill run through me. We'd arrived. As we disembarked the plane, we were hit by a blast of unexpected cold air. I pulled my coat tighter and put on my scarf and gloves. We gathered our luggage and made our way through the crowded terminal to the link light rail. As we prepared to board the train, I noticed a familiar scent in the air. Coffee. It was everywhere. We exited the train at the Westlake station and walked the short mile or so to the Fairmont Olympic Hotel. The train ride to the hotel was a blur of gray skies, towering skyscrapers, and vibrant street art. The hills of downtown Seattle were daunting, to say the least. The Space Needle, a towering symbol of the city, peeked out from behind a cluster of buildings. The streets were bustling with activity. We passed by Pike Place Market, its iconic neon sign a beacon of color in the gray cityscape. I smiled, already looking forward to exploring the market. The Fairmont Olympic Hotel was everything I had imagined and more. Our room was on the top floor with a breathtaking view of the city. A panoramic vista of Seattle's skyline was revealed as we entered. The room itself was luxurious and spacious, with a plush king-size bed, a cozy sitting area, and a marble bathroom. There was a weighted minibar with various snack and beverage options. There were several amazing dining options in the hotel as well. The next morning, we woke up to a light drizzle and the promise of adventure. We grabbed an umbrella and headed out the door. We wanted to make sure we took in Seattle's iconic places, including the Space Needle, Mopop, and more. The monorail whisked us through the heart of the city, offering glimpses of bustling streets and colorful neighborhoods. We had lunch at the Cheesecake Factory and even took in a movie. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the city, we decided to take an eye-opening walk down Pike Street. We'd made reservations at a restaurant called the Pink Door, located in Pike Place Market. The restaurant's claim to fame was its stunning view of the Puget Sound and the Olympic Mountains. Floor-to-ceiling windows offered a panoramic vista of the twinkling city lights reflecting on the water. However, as we walked, we were greeted by a harsh reality that we weren't prepared for. The evening streets began to take on a different feel as we witnessed the increase of the city's unhoused population. We chose not to walk any further at night in our unfamiliar surroundings. The following morning, we woke to a city shrouded in a thick blanket of fog. The temperature had plummeted overnight, and a bone-chilling dampness permeated the air. Even the promise of hot coffee and fluffy pancakes couldn't completely quash the chill that had settled deep in my bones. We decided to resume our walk to Pike Place Market, hoping it would warm us up. I pulled on my warmest sweater, zipped my coat up to my chin, and wrapped my scarf tightly around my neck, bracing myself for the cold blast that awaited us outside the hotel's grand doors. In the immense cold, we walked hand in hand, our pace brisk as we navigated the damp sidewalks. As we approached Pike Place Market, the fog began to lift, revealing glimpses of the iconic neon sign and the bustling crowds within. I could smell the sweet aroma of freshly baked bread and the rich, invigorating scent of coffee. On this cold, dreary morning, the vibe of the market was different than we expected. The weather unveiled dozens of homeless people huddled in doorways, seeking refuge from the wind and drizzle. Their weathered faces bore hardship, their eyes reflecting despair. Some bundled in mismatched clothing, their possessions in tattered backpacks. Others shivered beneath thin blankets. Out of respect, we did not film them. It was an emotionally draining experience. I had seen homeless people before, but never in such numbers. It was a stark reminder of the harsh realities beyond the city's facade. I felt a knot of guilt tighten in my stomach. Here I was, indulging in coffee, while others struggled to survive. We left the market, walking in silence for a while, our steps heavy with a shared sense of helplessness and guilt. The silence stretched between us as we walked back towards the Fairmont. The images of entire families remained a haunting presence in my mind. The warmth of the hotel lobby, the scent of fresh lilies and polished mahogany, felt jarring, a stark contrast to the harsh realities we had witnessed just moments before. We went back to our room, unsure of what to do next. I found myself struggling to reconcile the romantic ideals of our Valentine's getaway with the harsh realities we had encountered. Our carefully curated experiences and the luxurious accommodations felt trivial. Back in the quiet solitude of our room, with the city lights twinkling outside our window, we finally talked. We talked about the things that had been weighing on my heart, the despair we had witnessed, and the guilt we both felt. We had to find a way to channel these feelings into action, to make a difference no matter how small. We knew we wouldn't be able to solve the problem of homelessness, but we could do something, right? We could volunteer our time at a local shelter, donate to organizations working to combat poverty, educate ourselves about the systemic issues that contributed to the suffering. The next morning, we woke with a renewed sense of purpose. We sought out information about local charities and made a donation. Our hearts a little lighter for having taken even this small step. We left Seattle the following day, filled with a newfound determination to make a difference. Our flight back home was a blur of introspection. Seattle, with its breathtaking beauty and heart-wrenching disparities, had held up a mirror to our souls. The vibrant energy of Pike Place Market, the awe-inspiring view from the Space Needle, even the quirky charm of the Museum of Pop Culture, all seemed trivial in comparison to the lessons we'd learned. We had gone to Seattle seeking a romantic escape. What we found was a stark reminder of life's inherent contradictions. I had always considered myself compassionate, but Seattle exposed a certain naivety in my outlook. Seeing the faces of the homeless shattered my detachment. True compassion requires action. Our trip had been a journey of self-discovery. Our love was strengthened by our shared empathy and commitment to making a difference. Back home, surrounded by the familiar comforts of our daily routine, the memories of Seattle lingered, a bittersweet reminder of the lessons learned. We left Seattle and returned home forever changed. We would encourage you to also seek out introspective journeys like our Seattle trip. We are happy to assist. Comment below if you've had similar experiences. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications for more insightful content like this.